Welcome to... Sorry, lad. Level 5 isn't going to cut it here. Come back when you're level 30, let's say. How do I know you're a lad? No, you humans and your specific terminology. Lad, lass, ogre, it's all the same to me. The only thing that is truly important, in a language I'm sure we all speak, is the golden one. You got gold in your pockets, you have my utmost attention, but your pockets are looking a little bit small. How about this? You want a companion? You just go outside into the village there and grab yourself one of the many cats running amok. Or, if you're feeling especially brave, you could go down to the Screaming Woods. Maybe find a very large toad? Now, I'm not sure how good he'll be in combat per se, but at least he'll be something to keep you company. You're still here. I guess that means you're either not a very good listener, or perhaps do you have some gold? And by some I mean a very decent amount. A magical companion is no cheap thing. 2 treasure chests worth. How odd. It's not every day you find a level 5 adventurer just starting out with that much gold in his pockets. But I'm not going to question where you get your income from. Let's start over, shall we? My name is Cricket, and I'm the fairy owner of this here establishment. Creepers, crawlers, and curious critters. A magical companion for every adventurer. Well, usually I wouldn't sell it to someone just starting out like yourself, but if you have the gold to pay, then I suppose it doesn't really matter. Now, the thing here is that the companions I offer are dangerous, chaotic evil, some might describe them as, which is why usually my clientele is a bit higher up in the levels. But if you have the gold, then I'll keep this one on the down lows, shall we? So, if I'm a fairy, why don't I have any wings? Oh, you humans and your small-minded beliefs. Lad, you don't need wings to necessarily be a fairy. It's really more of a mindset. You think one normal human could do the work I do to run this establishment by myself? No. And before you ask, I drink a potion to stay this size. It's easier to communicate with clientele, I've found. So, back to the companion, shall we? Do you know what kind of magical companion it is you're looking for exactly? No matter. Can't expect a level 5 to have that much gold and that much knowledge of every creature here in this little world of ours, So, why don't you spend a bit of time with me? I will go over some of the magical friends I can offer you, and we'll have you on your way with a companion of your own, shall we? Perfect. So, seeing as you're not entirely sure what kind of companion you want exactly, I've pulled out this here book, which has listed in it every creature, frankly, that we know of in existence. Now, of course, not every creature in here is for sale, because many of these creatures are far too smart or far too powerful for me to capture. See, how this shop works is, because so many of these creatures are difficult to just have on hand in a little store like this, you tell me what companion you want, and I will go out and capture it myself, and then give it to you directly. That way there aren't any ogres destroying the village, or dragons raining fire on us, or anything like that. It's a simple exchange between me and you. So, I've compiled a short list together of creatures that you may have an interest in. And we are going to start by taking a look at a couple of demons. Now, if anything else captures your eye, do not be afraid, of course, to let me know. So starting off, we have demons. Now, demons are different than devils, which many people are not aware of. But demons do not like to serve anyone or anything willingly. If they are forced into servitude, they will, without question, fight until they have slain their captor. Which is why I usually don't recommend a demon for a level 5, but if it's what you want, then by all means. Now, the main way to control a demon is by their amulet. You see, demons keep their vital essences, or their souls, so to speak, inside of these amulets. And if you control the amulet, then you control the demon. So, starting off, we have here Jubilex, also known as the Faceless Lord. Now, Jubilex doesn't really have a real shapely form to him, so to speak. He's really more of a mass of jellies and slimes and, well, frankly, other things I'd rather not think about. But because he's so disgusting to look at, he is often shunned by other demons and creatures. So perhaps he may be a bit easier to control. If only so he has the company for a little while. Now, he is a genius, and he is chaotic evil, which is, of course, a very dangerous mashup of things, but like I said, if you're able to take a hold of his amulet, you could very well control him. Because he is so incredibly rare, though, he's going to be very hard for me to find and therefore very expensive. So, if you're looking for a bit more of a bargain here, may I recommend this Mains? Mains are subdemons, and they will attack any non-demon creature they see without any hesitation. So I wouldn't recommend bringing this guy to any parties or anything like that. Not really a people person. Now, they do often act as prey for more powerful demons to feast upon. So, let's say perhaps you're walking in the Screaming Woods and all of a sudden a demon lord comes upon you, and it's just you and your little old mains. You could, of course, sacrifice your mains, let the demon lord eat the mains, and while he's feasting upon your companion, you could escape. It's things like that, scenarios like that, you have to think about when choosing a companion. Not every companion is meant for life. Sometimes it's really a life or death situation. So those are 2 demons I would recommend for you. Now, continuing on to our devils. Here are some of our devils. Many of the ones on this page are devil lords, so I would not again recommend them for someone of your level. And frankly, to try and capture a devil lord is not something I would necessarily want to do, no matter how much gold you pay me. But devils follow a very strict chain of command. Really, it explains how the levels of hell are run so smoothly. Ironic, I know. Now, a devil cannot be killed unless they are slain in one of the planes of hell. So if you're in the human plane, of course, your devil will be, well, quite frankly, invincible. Now, a talisman can be used to temporarily bind a devil to someone. So, sort of in the same way that a amulet can be used to control a demon, a talisman can be used to control a devil. Now, if a devil lord senses that a talisman is not being used correctly, the devil lord will then send someone to slay that person who has the talisman. again, very strict chain of command here with the devils. So, if it's a devil you are interested in, might I point out some of the lesser devils for you? For instance, we have here a bone devil. The bone devil mostly populates the 5th level of hell, and they have a bit of a hobby in tormenting any weaker creatures. Yes, quite savage. The bone devils are. Now, if the bone devil just isn't doing it for you and you want a devil that's a bit small on the stronger side, I could recommend this here Pit Fiend, a greater devil. These devils are extremely powerful and are the personal servant of Asmodeus, the king of hell. So it will be a bit tricky for me to capture one of these, seeing as they are so incredibly strong, and of course, well, frankly, they're surrounding the king of hell almost at all times. So this one is going to be a lot pricier than the bone devil. But again, if this is what you desire, then it will be my job to go out and capture him for you. Next, of course, there are the dinosaurs, but why get a dinosaur when you can just get a dragon? So, next are the dragons. There are 10 species of dragons, with the chromatic and the platinum dragons being singular in their type. So there is only one platinum and one chromatic dragon out there in the world. So of course I'm not going to capture them. No. Far too tricky. Dragons also have extremely sharp senses. Not only do they have very strong night vision, but they can also sense invisible enemies and invisible objects as well. Many dragons are also able to speak multiple languages, and many of them are also very powerful magic wielders. Now, because dragons are, frankly, just incredibly intelligent, incredibly powerful, and incredibly chaotic evil, the Holy Trinity right there, there are very few dragons I'm willing to go out and to capture. So, the dragons I will offer you are a bit more on the dull side and are not necessarily strong magic wielders, so they should be easier for you to control if you decide to purchase a dragon. The first one that I would recommend is this here black dragon. Black dragons prefer to live in marshes and swamps, and they use acid as their breath weapon. As you can see, many black dragons are not able to speak, and their use of magic is very low, so this one would definitely be easier to control for someone of your level. Now, if the black dragon just simply is not capturing your eye, then may I recommend the white dragon. White dragons live in very chilly regions, and although they are not as intelligent as other dragons, they're still well known for their greed. And of course they're evil. Now, because they are a bit more on the dull side, of course, their magic use is extremely low, and they spend a good amount of time sleeping, so again, a good dragon for a low-level adventurer. Now, if you want perhaps not a dragon per se, but something a bit like a dragon, I would recommend the Dragonne. Now, the Dragonne is a bit odd looking. It's a mashup between a brass dragon and a giant lion. Goodness, look at that face. Now, the Dragonne has an extremely powerful roar. It is so powerful that it can paralyze anyone who hears it within 12 yards. And it is also able to fly short distances. So while not necessarily having a breath weapon or use of magic per se like a regular dragon, still quite a powerful creature. Now, if it's a more aquatic animal that you're looking for, I have made a short list of those as well. Starting here with the Eye of the Deep. Now, the Eye of the Deep dwells at only very great ocean depths. And it actually has 3 eyes. It has its central eye here, and then 2 small eyes here and here. Now, the central eye is able to emit a very powerful flash of light that paralyzes anyone who looks upon it. And its 2 smaller eyes are able to cast illusions and other magical spells of that sort. So the Eye of the Deep, against all odds, not necessarily going by its appearance, is a very strong magic user. It also has a very strong armor class, and if you happen to cut down one of its eyes, it will grow back within a week. So this companion can definitely hold on its own in battle. Now, it is very intelligent, and it is a very hateful and aggressive creature. So again, perhaps not the companion for any old smuck. Frankly, I think if you chose the Eye of the Deep, it would kill you instantly, but again, it's up to you, of course, up to you. And going back a page, you do, of course, have your everyday water elemental. Now, of course, it's practical for anything water related, but it must stay in a water environment, frankly, for it to exist. It is strong enough, though, to be able to stop or hurl small ships. And elementals generally are not very smart, the water elemental included, so again, this should be fairly easy for you to control. Now, if it's more of a strength companion that you're looking for, I have a wonderful selection of giants here to show you. Now, there are 6 races of giants, and all of them possess great strength. Pretty much every giant you'll meet, even the young ones, are able to hurl entire boulders like catapults. They are quite stupid, but they will work together with other animals if it means treasure. So starting off, we have here a hill giant. Now many giants will use other animals as sort of guards for their lairs. So hill giants will usually have a multitude of animals working for them. It could be anything from dire wolves or giant lizards, or even groups of ogres. And their choice of weapon is a club. A very stereotypical giant, if you will. Now, if you're looking for something just a bit stronger, there is the stone giant. Stone giants are very fond of using cave bears as their lair guards. And they are very playful at night. Sometimes you'll go outside, and in the moonlight, you'll just see them hurling rocks for fun at night, just because they enjoy doing it so much. And of course, if you're looking for the most powerful of all giants, there is the storm giant. Now, storm giants often live on cloud islands, but there are some that live underwater. Those that live in the clouds often use griffins as their gods, while those dwelling underwater will often use sea lions. Now, storm giants, you will never, ever, ever, ever catch them hurling boulders to defend themselves. No, 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 no. Storm giants are very powerful magic users, and so they will hurl lightning bolts instead. And oftentimes a storm giant will summon a thunderstorm if they are going into battle, as those are the weather conditions that favor them the most. So storm giants are very smart, and they are chaotic good, which is to say they're not like many dragons or demons and devils, of course, which are just simply evil. So perhaps they would be more willing to serve you. Now, if it is a creature of flight that you're looking for, and one that is not necessarily a dragon, there are two that I would recommend. The first, of course, is an absolute classic, and that would be the Pegasus. Now, the Pegasus is a very shy creature and extremely wild, not very easy to tame, which is why they are often found in more remote places. Now, a Pegasus will only serve someone who is morally good, and they will often serve that person until their death. They do have very powerful forehooves that they can use to fight, and very powerful teeth. And Pegasus eggs go for quite the amount of gold at the market these days. One egg can sell for up to 3,000 gold, and a young Pegasus could sell for up to 5,000. So if for some reason your Pegasus companion isn't working out, there are other alternatives to still get the most bang for your buck, so to speak. Now, if the Pegasus is just too cliche for your taste, then might I point out the Peryton. Now, Perytons live in very rocky regions, and they use their claws to tear at victims' vital organs. Human hearts are their preferred choice in organs. So you'll have to be careful with this one, that it's not your organs that it's going after. However, normal weapons have no effect on the Peryton, so perhaps it's a bit better for combat than a Pegasus, for that reason alone. Now, the last couple of creatures I would show you, they don't necessarily fit into any of the main categories that I just went over. They're a bit more odd. However, they are extremely powerful, and of course, for that reason, extremely expensive. The first sort of rare creature that I would show you is this here Intellect Devourer. I know, a very odd creature, just saying a lot comparing all the creatures we've looked at already. Now, the Intellect Devourer is one of the most feared monsters out there. They dwell in very dark, dismal lairs. And while they are able to attack with claws, they prefer using psychic energy. So what they do is that they will lure a victim in, kill the victim, and then enter the victim's mindless body, and then use that body to deceive others and, well, just keep the cycle going, frankly. They are able to speak every language, and magic and weapons have no effect on this creature. lightning may be able to stun it or paralyze it for a second, but it will not kill it. So these creatures are extremely rare, very smart, and of course, very evil. So while they are very powerful, again, it would probably kill you instantaneously. But it would be very, very strong for combat. The next creature that I would show you, going back just a little bit. Here we are, the Afriti. Now, the Afriti come from the elemental plane of fire, and they can be forced to serve someone for a maximum of 1,001 days. However, similar to a demon, the Afriti are not very willing servants, and they will do everything they can to thwart their master's plans. They are extremely powerful magic users. They are able to become invisible, polymorph, create illusions, control fire, and even use telepathy to communicate with other creatures. They are able to carry up to 7,500 gold at one time, either flying or on foot. And they are simply neutral creatures. While they do tend to lean towards being lawfully evil, they are not outright evil, so to speak. Their main purpose in life is not to kill you. They're not out for your blood, like many of the other creatures in this book are. As I said, it would be very difficult to get an Afriti to serve you willingly. But very, very powerful magic wielder. And the last creature that I would show you such an interesting little animal he is. The Shidu. Now the reason I show you the Shidu is because they're one of the few creatures that are lawful good. In fact, the primary purpose of a Shidu is to simply travel the world and help creatures in need. So at the very least, you'll know that this animal will not kill you in your sleep. Now they are very, very intelligent, and they can use their front hooves to attack, and they also have minor telepathic abilities. And they can do minor psychic spells as needed. So perhaps, while not the most powerful magic user, or not the most combat-suited companion out there, they are just generally good creatures, which might make this the companion for you. So those are the companions I would recommend to you. Have you decided on which one you think would best fit for your adventures? Excellent. A very good choice. A very bold choice. But a very good one. You would like that one as well? Of course. I'm not sure how well they will get along, but, well, that's up to you, Once I deliver your companions for you, they are completely your responsibility. I should mention, if you happen to die due to your companion, if they happen to put a curse on you, anything like that, I cannot take any responsibility for that. You understand? Perfect. Then I will make preparations to get those companions for you as quickly as I can, and I will contact you as soon as I have them. And you will bring the colt, of course? On delivery day, yes. Excellent. Well then, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and the next time you need an animal companion, well, you know where to find me, Great. Have an excellent rest of your day, and don't forget to recommend crickets, crawlers, creepers, and curious critters to all of your friends. Yes, but do try to send the more higher level adventurers my way. The less deaths I have on my hand, the better. Not to say that your companions will kill you, of course. It was completely your decision, but there have been things in the past. You understand, right? Of course you do. Well, have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in a couple of days' time then.